We're live. We're
Okay,
live.
we're live. Ladies
We're
and
live.
gentlemen, wherever you are, if you're in Jamaica or wherever you are in the world, welcome to this live stream of the official swearing ceremony of Mayor Denise Grant. My name is Patrick Green, by the way, and I have with me.
Not hearing you.
Janet, I think I'm hearing something in the background there.
Huh?
I'm hearing something in the background.
In whose background?
Yours.
No, I don't have anything in my background.
In your background.
My
Okay.
place is empty.
Laverne, are you okay with your background
Yes,
there?
I'm good. I'm in a hallway, so people may be walking back and forth.
Okay.
It's not live on my page. That's my only challenge. I'm not seeing it live on my page.
All right. I'm getting a few. All right. I was getting a feedback. Are you live, Janet, on your page?
No.
Okay.
But Patrick, I'm in the back behind you, and I'm actually hearing you in the room. So I'm not sure if me
Okay.
being on the outside is interfering with you.
All right. I don't think that that
Okay.
is going to be a case. Let me just kind of make sure something is happening here. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this live webcast of the official swearing-in ceremony of Mayor Denise Grant. We have on this panel, we have Janet Silvera, award-winning journalist who's live in Jamaica. And then we have Dr. Laverne Deer, who was a mayoral candidate for the city of Miami Gardens last year. Welcome, Janet. Welcome, Laverne. This is a momentous occasion.
It is.
The
Yes.
first Jamaican and first Black woman to be anointed mayor of Lauderhill. What are your thoughts? Starting with you, Janet.
I am heartened. It's a proud moment for us as Jamaicans. Yesterday when I placed the flyer on my page saying that we would be going live, many people thought I was in Lauderhill this morning. And it feels good to be able to do this right here in Jamaica and be celebrating one of our own in such a historic moment.
Okay.
So I'm very, very excited about today's happenings.
Laverne?
I am, oh my goodness. This is what you call a moment in time, a moment in history. I know Denise personally, you'll hear me call her Denise. She is a community warrior advocate. I met her in 2015 when I hosted the Prime Minister's wife, Honorable Juliet Holness, who came up to speak at my charity organization. And that was my first year meeting her. And she rallied around, she gave everything she could to help that event succeed. And from that point, our friendship has remained intact, and I've done everything, we both done everything to help our political career. So to see her now elevate here, I can't stop smiling. I'm just so
Yeah.
happy for her.
You know what? I've had many opportunities to speak with Denise from a journalistic perspective as well as a friend, right? She's such a warm person with such high emotional intelligence. And I believe that that is going to be one of the features of her leadership that will allow her to get things done. If you look at the journey that she's taken to reach to the mayor's chair, she was commissioner before, right, in 2018. And when she won by a very, very high margin. And coming into the mayor's race, there were some challenges, right? And some persons were thinking that she might not be able to take the win. And she won by 62%. That's a massive,
63 point,
massive 63, right?
63.57, something like that.
That is very massive. Let me ask you this though, because she's the first woman, and we have two beautiful ladies here. What does it mean for women, for females to be the first mayor of a city like this, which is dominated by mostly Black and African Americans persons?
It's women empowerment. For us, the
Yes,
people in Christiana, Manchester, should be watching today. And those young women in Christiana should be looking and saying, if Denise D. Grant, who was born in this parish, can do this, can make this type of impact in another country, why can't we? It's for me, it's empowerment of
Absolutely.
all Black women in Jamaica, all Jamaican Americans.
yes,
Yeah, I completely agree with that, Janet. Her leadership style has just crossed all borders, male, female, in leadership, and to see that she rise in a male dominant profession to where she is now, on top of all those challenges, it speaks of her leadership character. And it speaks of the people who voted for her and elected her to serve. On top of all of that, they threw at her during the campaign. So this is her time. This is the time of the woman. And this is a time where a lot of young ladies, as Janet says, is going to see her as a role model and now say, well, if she can do it, so can I. And that's what we all should aim for as we grow, mature, not older, but more mature. Our desire should be to be in a position to hand the mantle to a younger person who have that desire. And Denise is doing that now as she stepped into this role as a first woman and first Jamaican woman.
And,
okay,
and can I just add that Jamaica is looking for role models.
yes, yes,
We
yes,
are.
Yes.
It does. We shouldn't even think about hiding that fact,
right,
Hmm.
because this is critical to the future of this country. Our young people must know that there are positive role models that they can emulate.
right, right,
Yep.
right. And listen, we know that sometimes persons who enter into politics, a lot of the times they don't have the right resume to be able to lead and to do the kind of things. And when you look at what Denise has done, she holds degrees in organizational leadership, international relations, with certifications in cultural diversity and diplomacy, communications, business management, and Dennis is currently a senior consultant of business development at a commercial litigation firm. So she comes to this not only because she was a business person in the community and popular, and then she comes into this and say, well, okay, because of my popularity, I want to get into politics, right? She has the resume that will allow her to make the kind of decisions that are important for the city. And with 75,000 persons in Lauderhill and almost, I think, 23,000 being Jamaican, she has a constituency that is huge, that are dependent on her to be able to deliver. Now, in a conversation with her, then he's always said, listen, me, if I become mayor, I'm mayor for everybody. And you have
Of
to love
course.
her for that, right? But she's also knowledgeable about the Jamaicans in her community, and the desire to ensure that not only Jamaicans but everybody can benefit from her leadership.
Absolutely. And when she says she will be the mayor for everyone, this city is very diverse.
Yes,
And so for her to make that statement, I'm very proud of her, and I hope the non-Jamaican constituents see that in her, and see her leadership that she brings to the table. Now, as a politician, elected official, your first resume should be the heart for the people, having a heart to serve the people. And so she have that first, coupled with all of her degrees and experiences. Can you imagine the future that this city have? She's a people's person. She goes out, she works. When I tell you she works very hard. And so, with all of that, the city of Lauderhill is just on it, it's the All American city. Well, now it's going to be a city that the rest of the United States will be watching with her leadership.
Absolutely, absolutely.
It's a
Now,
city of diversity.
it absolutely is.
Hey,
Now
Richard.
in Lauderhill also.
I'm doing a live stream. I'm so sorry, guys. This is Richard Campbell. Come, Richard, come say hi. Richard Campbell is one of the commissioner who just won, and he will
Yes.
also be joining the celebration today. Say hi to Jamaica.
Congratulations,
Hi to
Richard.
Jamaica. And I'll be there on the 26th.
Congratulations to you.
Yeah.
Is that the Waves radio person?
No,
No, no,
that's
not.
John
That's
T.
John T.
This
Oh,
is
okay.
Richard,
Okay.
and Richard has also been very instrumental in the city of Lauderhill with where sports is concerned.
Mhm.
He brought up the Jamaica. He started a Jamaica youth team where the Jamaica Reggae Boys, the youth program, come up here once a year and play, get tryout for colleges and opportunities. So the city of Lauderhill, let me tell you, you guys just sit back and watch.
Mm.
Nice. I mean, she has a lot of plans. I was reading about her earlier this week, and one of the things that she speaks about, her intention is to improve the city's
I'll be
infrastructure,
down.
lowering property taxes, bolstering support for local businesses, and from my understanding, she did an amazing job as vice mayor.
Yes.
So it's gonna be very easy for her to break into this new position and continue on that trajectory.
And you're absolutely right, Janet. And as I said before, that one of the thing, because she has four Jamaicans that are going to be working with her as well, right? But that doesn't necessarily mean that they will all agree on things. One of the thing I like about Denise, as I said to you before, is her emotional intelligence, her ability to communicate with persons at all different levels. She has a very calm personality, demeanor, and that makes her very approachable and be able to work with other people. And I think she's going to have a fantastic 4 years. There are term limits, so she will end in 6 years' time. She cannot run again. But I really hope that she's going to be doing a fantastic job and making sure that the city of Jamaica Hill, as some people call it, will prosper and deliver. And apart from, I believe, New York, this is the city that has the most Jamaicans living in the United
You
States.
know, I didn't realize until I started
Yeah.
doing my research. I've
Yeah.
always known that Lauderhill had a lot of Jamaicans, but I never knew that number existed. I mean, that large number existed. Incidentally, someone has commented, Melverton Newell is saying this lady keeps her worth.
Very
Keeps
true.
her worth.
Absolutely,
Yep.
absolutely. And that is,
I like that statement.
it's a true description of who she is. Um, I was going to mention before that her son, Joshua, also plays football, soccer, on the Jamaican national team, right? And Denise is so dedicated to the success of her son. I mean, she travels frequently just to make sure that she's there to support him and, of course, support the entire team as well. I remember attending a function a few months ago in Margate where the Jamaica Football Federation was passing through, and they stopped in Margate, and Denise was instrumental in getting them here to get funding for some of the programs that they are going to be taking on for the next year or so. So she's very much involved in that. And then to also add, when the West Indies, not the West Indies, the World Cup came to Lauderhill, she was very instrumental in getting those games here as well. She is popular, well known, and I'm pretty sure that she's going to be doing well when she gets into the mayor's chair.
I think they're
And
about to start, but Melverton Newell corrected what he said, which to me never needed to. We understood clearly. He says this lady knows her worth. For me, keeping her worth meant being consistent.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
So
And
absolutely.
it's fine, Melverton. We understand what you were trying to say.
and let me just chime in on top of the international sports that you mentioned. The city of Lauderhill back in 2009 sponsor and support the Jamaica High School Alumni Sporting Network soccer tournament, well, football tournament, which is an alumni tournament. And when Denise came on board, she continued to support that, and that's an event that's very successful once a year, every Labor Day. And you have TVJ who comes up to cover that event. You have IRI FM who comes up to cover that event. And so that was founded in the city of Lauderhill and is funded by the city of Lauderhill. And so I am just grateful. I live in Miami Gardens, but I have a place right here through the work that I do, and I look forward. She was there last time, not last year, but the year before, when the team played, and she celebrated and she continued to support it. So on the community level, where it comes to football, soccer, she is also very supportive of that, and we look forward to helping that to see that grow as well.
Okay, wonderful. Just to let everyone knows, if you're just joining us, we are live with the swearing-in ceremony of Denise Grant and the other commissioners in the city of Lauderhill. Why are we bringing this to you? Lauderhill is one of the cities in the United States with the most Jamaicans, and elected officials for the commission include 4 Jamaicans on it, and we
Yeah.
felt that this was momentous enough to be able to bring you a live feed of this occasion. Denise Grant, of course, who hails from Manchester, and came to the United States, with her mother, has done quite well for herself. She's a lawyer, and of course, she went into politics in 2018, becoming a commissioner, and then now she is elevated to the position of mayor to run the city of 75,000 persons. Let me just ask you, Laverne, in terms of what kind of challenges do you think will confront her as she takes over the leadership of Lauderhill?
Well, the first thing, of course, is just to ensure that they budget, they meet their budgetary expectation, and so, the city has a very good and strong staff with longevity. So I foresee her working closely with the city manager and the other agency to ensure that those agency meet their budgetary needs, because you have to fund those agencies, which those agencies are what support and provide services to the constituents. So at the end of the day, you have to make sure that your constituents meet their needs. Also with the businesses, as mayor, your role is to go out and find businesses and bring them, introduce them to your city in hoping to build economic development. Denise is good for that, as you read her resume earlier. So I don't foresee, and with her being a woman with and has been so strong in the male dominant world for so many years, I don't see that being too much of a challenge for her to overcome in bringing in developers and any other form of businesses into the city so it can continue to thrive economically. So I see her, whatever the challenges that may come with this job, because it's a 24-hour job. Some people don't realize that, you're a public servant, but you also have a private life. But sometimes that public servant morph over into the private life. And so that's where the biggest challenge would probably come from, in her being able to separate those two so she can still have self-care and have that space for her. Because if you don't want her to get burned out.
Right.
And so, we want people to understand that she is going to serve the public, but she also is going to need her personal private space so she can be able to digress and be able to come back and
If you can
lead
save some
in
of
the
the
role that
rose for
she
after
is
the
has taken
ceremony,
on.
that'd be great.
Okay. So they're about
They're
to
ready,
start
it
now.
seems.
They're
Mhm.
about to
Yes.
start. And as soon as they give us the main feed, we will go to that. And then we will be able to kind of show it live so everybody can see it. If you're just joining
So
us.
good afternoon. My name is Michael Calderin, and I'm the chaplain for the city of Lauderhill. And welcome to the City of Lauderhill elected official swearing-in ceremony. Before we proceed, I'm going to ask that you would silence your cell phones. Please silence your cell phones at this time. Also, please be mindful that there are professional photographers and videographers that are here working to capture memories for all those present. If you would please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I think we better rise as well, you know.
Yeah.
Whether we're online or not.
Yes.
Yeah.
United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated. Lauderhill really knows how to show up. What an amazing
Listen,
time.
I there's going to be standing room only downstairs. I guarantee
Do
you.
we have any elected officials that have come here today? Please rise so that we can acknowledge you. Thank you. At this time, I would like to now welcome for seat 1, Commissioner-elect John T. Hodgson, who will be sworn in by Dr. Sharon McKnight. Hold on. Commissioner, over here. And where is Dr. Sharon McKnight?
Oh.
Okay.
Lauderhill, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Allow me to publicly say congratulations, sir. I am really, truly humbled and honored to be able to join in this momentous occasion with you. However, at this time, I'm going to ask your rock and your confidant and your forever cheerleader, Mrs. Marie Hodgson, to come forward with your Bible of choice. Come hold it for him, man. Yeah. Sir, I'm going to ask you to raise your right hand and place your left hand on the Bible. You have too much things in your hand. So she will hold it, and then you'll raise your right hand. Thank you. I, John T. Hudson. Oh, no. Let me start over. I, John Tyrrell Hudson. Do solemnly swear that I will support, protect, and defend the Constitution and government of the United States and the state of Florida and of the charter of the city of Lauderhill, that I am duly qualified to hold office under the Constitution of the state and the charter of the city of Lauderhill, and that I will well and faithfully perform the duties of commissioner upon which I am about to enter. So help me God. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Commissioner. Please take your seat on the dais. And now I will welcome for seat number 2, Commissioner-elect Melissa P. Dunn, and I will be swearing her in. And I have the distinct honor of swearing you in. Place your left hand on your and raise your right hand. And repeat after me. I, Melissa P. Dunn,
I, Melissa P. Dunn, do solemnly swear that I will support, protect, and defend the Constitution and government of the United States and the state of Florida, and of the charter of the city of Lauderhill, that I am duly qualified to hold office under the Constitution of the state and the charter of the city of Lauderhill, and I will well and faithfully perform the duties of commissioner upon which I'm about to enter. So help me God.
congratulations. Commissioner, you may take your seat on the dais.
God, you're here. Of course, I would be here for you.
Commissioner-elect Saray Ray Martin. He'll be sworn in by Ms. Janice Martin. Place your left hand on the Bible. Raise your right hand. Repeat after me.
I, Ray Martin, Saray Ray Martin, do solemnly swear that I will support, protect, and defend the Constitution
And government
of
the United States
the United States
Yes.
and the state of Florida
and the charter
and the charter
of the city of Lauderhill,
of the city of Lauderhill,
that I am duly qualified
that I am duly qualified
to hold
to hold
office
office
under the Constitution
of the state
of the state and the charter
and the charter
of the city of Lauderhill,
of the city of Lauderhill,
and that I will well
and faithfully
perform the duties
perform the duties
of
commissioner
upon which I'm about to enter.
upon which I'm about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. You may take your seat upon the dais, Commissioner. I would like to now welcome for seat number 4, Commissioner-elect Richard Campbell, who will be sworn in by Dr. Stanley J. Wilson. Raise your right hand.
Repeat after me. I, Richard Campbell, solemnly swear that I will support, protect, and defend the Constitution and government of the United States
the Constitution and government of the United States
and the state of Florida,
and the state of Florida,
and of the charter
and of the charter
of the city of Lauderhill,
of the city of Lauderhill,
that I am duly qualified
that I am duly qualified
to hold office
under
the Constitution of the state and charter of the city of Lauderhill,
the Constitution of the state and the city of Lauderhill,
and that I will well
and
and faithfully perform the duties of commissioner
the duty of commissioner
upon which I am about to enter.
on which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
I would like to now welcome for seat number 5, Mayor-elect Denise D. Grant, who will be sworn in by Pastor Gary Gordon.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests and residents of Lauderhill, today we gather to witness a historic moment. Today, Denise D. Grant will take the oath as mayor of the city of Lauderhill, becoming the first Black Jamaican female to hold on. This is a time of celebration, a time of thanksgiving, as we usher in a leadership that will bring continued progress, unity to the city of Lauderhill and its residents. And so it is my pleasure and honor to perform this swearing in at this time. Raise your right hand, left hand on the Bible. I, Denise D. Grant, I do solemnly swear that I will support,
protect, and defend the Constitution of the government of the United States and the state of Florida and of the charter of the city of Lauderhill, that I am duly qualified to hold office under the Constitution of the city of Lauderhill, and I will well and faithfully perform
the duties of mayor,
upon which
I
I am about to enter. So help me God.
Full house, packed house.
It is. This is such a proud moment to be Jamaican, especially in
Yes.
South Florida.
It is.
Especially
But did you
here in
hear how
South
she
Florida.
spoke with conviction?
Yes.
Yes, and
Wow.
authority.
I mean, we could not have asked for a better representative for this
Yes.
position.
That's absolutely.
Absolutely.
I'm
So
impressed.
the city
I'm
of Lauderhill has a new day in the city of Lauderhill.
It is.
and also having her joined by 3 other Jamaicans.
Jamaicans as
you know.
commissioners.
Yes,
Yes.
as commissioners, her colleagues who will be supporting her
Wow.
and working
Look at them.
working alongside her, with her, for the people of Lauderhill. That is a nice look. A nice
is.
look. I am so proud.
Oh my God. 1, 2, 3 other commissioners.
Yes, Denise.
We would like
Jamaica to the world.
to congratulate Mayor Grant and Commissioners Hodgson, Dunn, Martin, and Campbell on their election.
Yay.
That is nice. No, one
I
thing.
will now officially hand over the ceremony over to Mayor Grant so that
I was waiting for that.
Yes, Mayor Grant.
Good afternoon, and thank you so much, Chaplain. That was well done. Thank you to everyone that is here in the great, progressive, and culturally diverse city of Lauderhill to witness this historical moment. We really appreciate your presence, and we are grateful for the opportunity here as elected official to serve this great community. At this present time, I would like to hear a few words from my colleagues, and I will begin with Commissioner Richard Campbell.
And Richard Campbell has been there before.
Yes. He came in, and I believe he came in mid-term, and so he had to run full term, and Melissa won because he ran against Melissa. And then he came back once Denise stepped out of her seat to run for mayor. He then stepped in to run for her seat.
Mm-hmm. Actually have a lot to say.
How?
It's Richard for you.
However, under the circumstance, there are limitations. And first, I'd like to say to all those who have been on the road with me for many years, even when there are moments that were not that good, we stuck together and we had a vision and we had determination. For those who have been involved in sports, not all games that you play, you win all the games. But of course, it's only the losers that quit. Those of us who understand that sometimes things don't go right, but you keep fighting.
Mm-hmm.
And this experience is one chapter in my personal life where I think I'll cherish forever, because it's not the first election, but I think it was the toughest election. And even with all the tribulation and the difficulties, we push on. And even moments when, things were not looking that bright, I was fortunate to have genuine folks around me who helped to steer me, encourage me, and I will not attempt today to name names, because I know when you start that sort of thing, you get yourself in trouble. Because John Brown around the corner that you didn't remember the name, of course it's not. But I will personally highlight one person throughout the many years in my campaign, and that's my daughter, Michelle. You're talking about over 10-year period, and I never can understand what she say to people. Whenever. mean, I will go to someone and Mr. Campbell is okay. Okay. We talked to your daughter already. So you talk to my daughter. No, everything's okay. We talked to your daughter already. And up until today, I don't know what she has been saying, but it seemed like it went well. She stood by me. You have, for those of us who have kids, and sometimes you wonder who is the parent, because sometimes they take over and want to tell you how to do things. But it was good. And she's at work today. She's not here. And I really have to give a shout out to her. It's a new beginning in the city of Lauderhill. And I've been here for 30 years. I came here in 1994. Never did leave. And I have seen elected officials come and go. This is the first time when the old guards are no longer around. It's going to be a very challenging time for all of us, because there's going to be a level of anxiety among staff, a level of where the hell are we going? But it's not unique to the city of Florida, where changes are part of the reality. And with your help, you're looking at some of us as an expert. I'm more of an expert than many of you out there. What I can promise you, that I'll put every single thing in the city work. And I'm going to rely on every single one of you to make sure that we move this city forward, and we're going to make this city better than what we saw when we came here. Thank you very much, and God bless.
Thank you, Commissioner Campbell. I would like to acknowledge our current and former elected officials that are here. I know they have been mentioned previously, but again, would like to give you special recognition. And so for those of you who are elected official, current and former, please stand. And if you're already standing, please just wave your hands. Wonderful. In addition to that, I would also like to give special acknowledgement to the men and the women of the cloth. And those of us who are of the kingdom know what that means, right? We're talking about our pastors, our clergy members, in addition to our rabbis that are here as well. And if you are sitting, if you can please stand. And if you are standing, please just wave your hands. Thank you kindly. I see Bishop Henry Fernandez. Yes, here, as well as a new assistant pastor for the Faith Center as well. Thank you so much, Pastor, for being here. I see Bishop Lewis is here as well. I'm gonna get in trouble for start mentioning, but I also see Apostle Leslie, and I see all the other pastors, of course, Pastor Gordon, Rabbi Lieberman, and all the other rabbis and pastors that are here. Thank you so much for taking the time out to be here this afternoon. And to all of our community leaders in their respective places, thank you so much as well. I would say that's all of you, because you all play a very important role in the city. But for those of our Homeowners Association presidents and all the other individuals who make Lauderhill as great as it is, thank you so much for being here. And at this time, I would like to yield my time and pass it over to our great commissioner, Commissioner Melissa P. Dunn, for a few words.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I
am grateful first to God. I am 100% clear that every step, every act of service, every act of kindness must be directed by Him, and I'm grateful to be His servant on this mission. For the last 4 years, I worked hard for this city, and I'm grateful that the voters saw fit to give me another opportunity to continue to serve. And I will do so to the best of my ability as I did in the past. I love this community. I love all the residents. I love all the children. And I'm committed to serving with responsive, compassionate leadership. And I look forward to working with my colleagues to move the city forward in a way that builds us all up rather than tear us down. I look forward to working with all of the staff at the city of Lauderhill, whom are amazing people to work with. I look forward, thank you, you can clap for the staff. We have accomplished a lot in the last 4 years. We have grown the economy. We have created opportunities for residents to shine. We have created opportunities for our children to grow. We have our first A school in the city of Lauderhill. But there's more work to be done. We have opportunities to continue to create jobs, to continue to expand the economy, to continue to ensure that businesses have access to capital. And I'm committed to working with my colleagues to getting that done. And so I want to say thank you to all of the community partners. I want to say thank you to every single resident of this city. And I want you to know that I'm more committed now than ever. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Dunn. And at this time, we will have a few words from Commissioner Hodgson.
Thank you so much, Madam Mayor. First and foremost, let me give God thanks for His blessings and His guidance. There was never a time that I thought I would not have reached here. God has been guiding me all along in my campaign. I must recognize my hard-working wife, Marie, who has been with me from day one. And she is here with me this afternoon, a very special afternoon. And of course, to my hard-working campaign team, small but a very effective one. And to my financial contributors, thank you ever so much. Without you all, I would not have been sitting here today. But I had no doubt that I would have been here with God's guidance. You know, as a resident and taxpayer in Lauderhill, I'm very passionate about my city. I've worked with a number of non-profit organizations, and I've learned a lot from them. On my campaign trail, I have had dialogue with the residents, and their concern was property tax. And I'm going to do everything in my power to bring it down. There is also a concern about public safety. And as a former police officer, that is also dear to me. Because if the people don't feel safe in the community, businesses will stay away, they won't come in, and those that we have will leave. So we have to ensure that all these things are put in place. I'm here to work for my people, not for myself, but the wonderful people who live in Lauderhill and love this city. That things to be done, changes to be made, and they must be made in order to show a prosperous and a better Lauderhill. I do my best to work with my colleagues, those who are here, who have had the experiences, will help to make the changes. I want to thank all of you for coming out. Looking forward to work with all of you in this new endeavor. I'm totally committed. I will be visible and accessible to the residents of Lauderhill. God bless you all for coming out and looking forward to working with you all.
Thank you so much, Commissioner. And we are going to hear a few words from Commissioner Ray Martin. But before we do that, special acknowledgement as well to the Consul General of Jamaica, Mr. Oliver Mayer, that has graced us with his presence, and the former Consul General of Trinidad and Tobago. If you can please stand, Ms. Joan, for being here as well. Thank you so much. And all of our media personnel that are in the back too, we thank you so much for being here. Please give them a hand. At this time, we will hear a few words from Commissioner Ray Martin.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I first want to also give thanks to our God, our all-being, the Father, who has allowed this opportunity for us to be blessed with. And so for that, I thank him. Yes, please. I'm a little overwhelmed by the support of everyone in Lauderhill coming out. I had a whole speech, but we're gonna probably push that to another date and time, because this is truly a historic moment for the city of Lauderhill, for our residents. And I would credit Commissioner Benson, Hayward Benson, who put term limits in place that allows the leadership to change within the city. We didn't always have term limits, and sometimes you can see in Congress, in the Senate, when people get in these positions, they stay there forever. And sometimes staying there forever can be good on some occasions, but on many occasions, it prevents us opportunity to grow. Being former military, retired Army major, where my Army people at, who? They moved the leaders around. With PCS, I think my family, we probably moved at least 15 times in my 22-year career. And while we don't like moving, it did teach me something about the military and leadership. As leaders move around, they get to learn from different locations, from different people, from different situations. And when they go to a new organization, they get to bring those skills and those lessons learned. I bring these things up because having 4 people change out 5, anyway, it's a brand new commission. Having this many people change at one time can sometimes seem overwhelming to the community and to the staff, as well as to each other. We all now have to learn each other all over again. We got to learn the staff. It's a brand new day. But I want to say that change is not always a bad thing. We can embrace it. It's an opportunity. We can reset. And so listening to my colleagues, and why I had to kind of nix my speech, because I wanted to talk about some of the priorities that are mine and that I was going to continue to fight for. Some of those priorities included, as mentioned here from some of the others, public safety. I know we talked about, yes, our city has some of the finest first responders in the county. We have some of the best staff supporting us in this commission. So with change, know this. I think we are all living by the same guided principles that I was gonna, toot my own horn for public safety, transparency in government, fiscal accountability, ensuring that we move and we take care of our seniors, our HOA communities, and we move the city forward. Listening to some of the things that my colleagues said, it sounds like we may be on the right path. We have some things that may divide us, but we have more in common, and that is the residents of Lauderhill and the city folk. While we go through this change, I want to make sure I send a message to our staff, the heartbeat of the city. You are the most dedicated workers. We look forward to continuing
the work that you have already done. If nothing else can console you, I would like to say that I promise to be a voice of reason to ensure that the boat does not tip over too far, and to make sure that we continue on a steady path to make sure that we can take care of our residents and see the city through. Thank you.
Well said. Thank you so much, Commissioner Saray Martin, and acknowledgement as well to Rabbi Anif. I told you if I start naming the names, I would get in trouble. But as I look around, I see that Rabbi Anif is here as well, along with his family. There's also the Power of Faith Ministries, my church, that is here. We have to acknowledge those. Jessa, who traveled all the way from Jamaica to be here today. Jamaica Ex-Soldiers Association members, along with Jamaica Ex-Police Association members that are here too. The Gleaner is in the building, as well as the Observer is in the building. And so we want to give acknowledgement as well to, in addition to our local media. And at this time, Commissioner Saray Martin said he was not going to read his speech, but this mayor will read her speech. It won't be too long, because I am very much sensitive of your time. Mayor Ken Thurston, in his absence, Mayor, members of the dais, Commissioner Richard Campbell, Melissa P. Dunn, John Hodgson, and Saray Martin. To our city manager, Desiree Gall-Smith, our city attorney, Angel Rosenberg, members of the clergy, members of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I, Denise D. Grant, am before you today embodying an immense sense of gratitude and humility for the trust and faith that you have placed in me to be your mayor of this incredible city of Lauderhill. I pledge that I will be relentless in the pursuit of all that you have invested and entrusted in me to do. Confidently know that I stand firmly on the shoulders of men and women of courage and resilience. Those whose goals are not limited by data or historical intel, nevertheless set by possibilities, vision, and purpose. It is indeed a new dawn, a time of healing, restoration, reconciliation, and unity. Unity of oneness, of and with self and community. Lauderhill is a city of promise and optimism, forging through a history of richness and certainty. Its greatness defines its destiny. And as a community, we will work together to ensure its brilliance and its ultimate success. On behalf of our city, I salute my predecessor, Mayor Ken Thurston, for his service. Yes. To the community and the people of Lauderhill, I also want to congratulate my newly appointed commissioners, my colleagues. I look forward to working with you for the development and the enhancement of Lauderhill through our various endeavors. To a dedicated and committed and tenacious campaign team, thank you so very much. Thank you for your love, your trust, and support. Through all things in the flow, the good and the trying times, we prevailed. And we are victorious. We stand resolute in conducting ourselves with integrity and discipline and honor, as we will do in office. I also want to thank my family, especially my mother, Paulette Eugenie Gentles Thomas, who is most dedicated and faithful. Thank you to my son, Joshua Israel Grant, for your sacrifice and allowing me to continue on this journey of being a public servant. There were times it was quite challenging, And like Joshua would say to me, Mom, pressure is a privilege. Your support is immeasurable and very valuable to me. Thank you to the rest of my family who came afar from Jamaica, from Canada, and from elsewhere just to ensure the success of this campaign and for the advancement of this community. Thank you to the campaign leadership and staff. You are the cream of the crop. Thank you, especially to Uncle Errol and Auntie Bev, for anchoring me during this campaign, seasoned and proven to be a source of strength and guidance. And of course, to my other family members for your love and your commitment. The leadership, we will talk about the ones who manage the Lauderhill Mall and the ones who manage the Lauderhill Library and the ones who manage the African American Research Library, as well as the Tamarack Library during early voting. I thank you for believing in me and trusting my leadership. Thank you to our prayer team. Yes, we had a prayer team, a campaign prayer team that consisted of 32 persons. Yes, persons who believed that indeed this was possible. In spite of the challenges and the oppositions, we allowed ourselves to use those challenges as stepping stones, not to go through, but to go over. And thank you. You are the engine of the campaign. You pray daily, earnestly, and strategically. Thank you to my church, the Power of Faith Ministry, and its leadership for covering me all the way through. As I walked the campaign trail, I had the opportunity to listen and understand even more in depth your concerns and your struggles and the fears, and also your belief in the promise and the possibility of a better Lauderhill. I believe that Lauderhill had so much more potential than it had challenges. Everything that I have heard over the past year has led me to believe that essentially we all want the same things. We want to feel safer in our homes. We want a community that is strong economically. We want to be able to pay lower taxes and a place in which we can live, play, and be safe. And also to be able to have programs that will help our seniors and effective programs for our young people, because it's not a cliche. Yes, they are indeed our future. We want to see more businesses and jobs attracted to the city. But before we are able to cultivate an environment that brings new businesses in, we want to be able to allow the businesses that are here not to survive, but to thrive. Be able to help them and provide the resources that they need in order for them to be successful. We want our schools to be conducive to learning and youth development, to be a place, an institution for growth and not places of anxiety. Our city should be a beacon of prosperity that attracts the best all over America. People who value diversity, equality of opportunity, and innovation, and who have a solid moral imprinting in the belief in justice, the rule of law, and human rights and human dignity, where no one is left behind. This administration will work hard and smart to cultivate this environment, which will be of brilliance, success, and enrichment. My term in office will be determined by the values which are set, as well as my spiritual belief in fairness, equity, and moral conduct. The journey ahead for us is not going to be an easy one, but it is going to be something in which whatever we put our minds to, we will be able to attain. There are no quick fixes. but we will travel this road together, arm in arm, building on policies and practices that are working in the best interest of our city while discarding those that act as barriers for our collective well-being and prosperity. My faith in God is a cornerstone for my very existence and the core of my life's purpose. I am here because of the faithfulness and the sovereignty of the Almighty. I understand my assignment in this capacity as mayor, but I also understand my assignment in the land. And as being a humanitarian as well, and I thank God for his grace and his mercy and his unrelentless pursuit to ensuring that purpose indeed must be fulfilled. Lauderhill, I am excited by our prospects ahead. And I ask that all of you, whether you voted for me or not, let's work together for the advancement of the city. This administration from the office of the mayorship will ensure that we promote unity, we promote oneness, and we promote progress. And it is going to be a collective effort. We will work together in order to move the city forward. So thank you once again for the opportunity to sit here as mayor of this wonderful city. I'm very much aware of the historic moment that we are witnessing for various reasons, culturally and otherwise. But understand this, though we all come from various backgrounds, it is one Lauderhill, and we will be one voice together. I am a Jamaican American, and I care very much about my heritage, my roots, and as well as the diaspora. But understand this, from this position, I will be mayor for all.
That was.
Thank you, Madam Mayor and Commissioners. So as we approach the end of the ceremony, I know looking out and seeing all the clergy and pastors, I know we're all fighting the urge to come up here and preach because we got such a captive audience, right? But you know, for our commission, our mayor and commissioners, to you much has been given, and from you much is expected.
Yes.
And these are the people expecting it. And we have to, you know, it's such a privilege to be able to serve in our community, and all those in public service understand that. So as we come to concluding the ceremony, please feel free to join us in the multipurpose room for a cake cutting ceremony and some light refreshments with our newly sworn in commission. On behalf of the mayor, the commission, and all the city staff, thank you so much for joining us here today.
Mr. Chairman.
You are why we are here.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Before you disperse, let me say that I don't think I'm naive, but there are times when we celebrate like this. It's the beginning, and I'm hoping that you understand, for the city to work, for us to work, we need to see you coming back here, not necessarily in these numbers. But there are so many times I walk the street and people want to make decisions in their homes and on the street. I beg you that in order for us to move forward, we need more of your input. And we are inviting you that when we do have meetings, you turn out and you make your voice be heard. and you help us to make decisions. You don't have to live in the city. If you do business in the city and you have an interest in the city, here is where you need to come and help us to make this place a much better place. So please, 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 I look forward to see all of you in the next coming years. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Commissioner. God bless you all. Have a great day.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being with us. This has been a momentous occasion, a celebration of Caribbean, Jamaican, and of course, American as we come to the end of this webcast. A few things, Janet, that I kind of noticed that were mentioned in some of the speeches. Richard Campbell, for argument's sake, mentioned about some of the challenges that he went through. I do not know if you know, but at one point while he was campaigning, he was fired upon. Police had to be called in. There was an incident that took place as well at one of the Jamaica Independence celebration where he got into fight with one of the commissioners that was also running as well. And I think that more or less kind of...
Oh, that is why he's so vocal.
Yes.
Now I'm having a better understanding.
Right.
Why he is so vocal. He has been there. He has experienced it.
He has.
A lot of it.
He has.
Okay. Understood.
And so, that he was mentioning that, and he also mentioned that there's much more that he could have said, but, the time and the context is not the right place.
Not the time nor the place, maybe.
To mention that.
Right.
I also noticed that Ray Martin mentioned he was pretty cautious but optimistic in his ability to work with other commissioners. He mentioned term limits. There was one mayor, Richard Kaplan, who was the mayor for 21 years.
Oh my God.
21 years. And so the term limits really allowed, new fresh blood, new thinking to actually come into the city and take charge. I also like the fact that who was it? Mayor Denise spoke about her relentlessness in pursuit of all. She mentions her faith. She mentions about no one is going to be left behind. She said, let's work together for the advancement of the city, and that she is all in for promoting unity, oneness, and progress. And that she will be the mayor for all. So you can see that she is going to be pretty inclusive.
Inclusiveness. That's what I saw. I mean, she acknowledged her culture. She never forgot where she was coming from, her roots.
Right.
She's obviously a God-fearing person.
Very much, very much.
And she spoke to the fact that she understood the assignment.
Yes.
And she wants to have a balance as well.
Yes, yes.
She wants partnership. She's asking for partnerships from those who she's leading.
Mm-hmm.
And those things are very, 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 very important. But overall, the impression I got was that this was a fresh group that was ready to work for Lauderhill.
That's absolutely the case too. And with 4 new members coming in, well, some of them are new because they've just been elected, but some of them have been there before. But
they are okay. Which ones have been there before?
Well, you have
Robinson.
Let me tell you, so he has been there before. You also have Ray Martin has been there before. The other lady, let me bring her up. She has been here before, which is get her name. Bring up her name here. Sorry, I just kind of forget her name just a while ago. But she has been here before as well.
Okay.
Ray has been here before as well. Richard was there before. So the only new member of the team
is Denise.
No, Denise was a commissioner before, and she was vice mayor as well.
Right.
So John T, which is this guy here, is the only one who has never been on the commission before. So he's pretty brand new, young. The thing is, we would be naive to think that even though we have 4 Jamaicans there, that they are going to be agreeing with everything that is put forward. They have their own thinking, they have their constituents, they know what their agendas and their plans are, and they are out making sure that while their agenda is being satisfied, the city also benefits as well. They're going to be forced to work with everybody, but it's not going to be an easy thing to work with 5 people to try and get your agenda as you want.
Which is understandable, understandable. But I got the feeling that they were in sync. They all thought that, safety and security was critical for Lauderhill at this time. At least 2 of them spoke about property taxes and reducing that.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So I got the feeling that they all knew what the challenges, what the issues are in the city, and that they all wanted to see betterment for the people that they represent. And that's what's important.
That is very important. Laverne, your final thoughts on the occasion and what you heard some of the commissioners and the mayor said?
I'm sorry, my connection keeps coming in and out, but listen, I'm sitting here and I'm looking at the screen. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yes, we can.
And all I keep saying is, I need to screenshot this moment. I need to screenshot this moment, because the view of those who are represented, who you have on the screen now, this is his first time running. And so his first time running and being elected, that speaks volume. And so he brings a lot also to the city and to this commission. And so to see all of them and their message was all on unity. And let me tell you, Denise's speech was a presidential speech. I'm sitting here and I'm watching and I'm thinking, okay, what the future holds for her. Because again, just that.
We're losing you. We're losing you.
Your sound is going in and out.
Your sound has been affected.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
It's the unity of all the commissioners that are there, constituents. Love.
It's not going through, Patrick. I don't think you're understanding what's happening here.
We're
We're not hearing Laverne. Our listeners are not hearing her.
Babies and shaking.
See, you can see it,
Yeah. Laverne, we can't hear you. I think she's gone. She will probably come back on.
Yeah, but she was saying that there was unity.
Yes.
And this was obvious.
Right.
With the 5 people that's involved in the running of this office, this office rather, not new office, but this office with this new mayor.
Let me see if we can get her back in. Hold on.
She was also saying that the speech that Denise gave was that of a presidential speech.
Right.
You know what I mean? I was quite impressed. You know what I mean? She was believable. She spoke with conviction.
She did.
A lot of confidence. You know what I mean? I'm sure that the people who she represents would be very heartened to hear what she had to say and would be inspired into working with her.
Laverne, can you test your sound? Let us see if we can hear you now.
Yes. Can you hear me now?
We can.
Yes. And so, Janet, absolutely with what you just said. And before I got cut off, one of the things that I wanted to make sure that everyone heard is they all acknowledge their staff. They all acknowledge that it is city staff who will be working alongside with them, and the greatness. There is a lot of longevity. I know quite a few of and been here forever. there's to be the shake hands for politicians. We know that the do work, and that they all acknowledge the great staff
Well,
that
and
make
Not
this a
working
collective
again.
team, and that's what's going to help them to succeed as well. They acknowledge who will be.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take our leave of you right now. It has been my greatest pleasure being part of this team to present this to you. It is historic in a lot of ways, and we are very happy to be part of this. I'm wondering the effect that this will have on Jamaica as well, because Lauderhill being one of the most popular cities with Jamaicans in it. Is there a way to do some twinning with some of the cities in
Of
Jamaica?
course, I see no
to
reason
interact?
why there can't be some type of twinning.
Yes.
And she may just want to do it with Mandeville.
Yeah, that too.
I mean, she is from Manchester,
Yes.
with the capital being Mandeville.
Mandeville, yes.
So why not, twin with a city that you're familiar with, or where you're. If I were mayor of Lauderhill and I was from Christiana in Manchester, then I would want to try and twin the city of Mandeville, or the town of Mandeville rather.
And you're right, and there are benefits to twinning. I mean, the share of resources, there's technology, education. There are a number of ways in which twinning can help countries and cities, and I really hope that Mayor Denise Grant will see some opportunities in this, and to be able to bring some resources back into Manchester, Mandeville, and of course it will affect Jamaica as well.
Mm-hmm. Well, I want to again congratulate her.
Yes.
On becoming mayor, winning her seat, and serving Lauderhill. She's going to be serving for what, 6 years or 4 years?
It's going to be 4 years.
4 years. She's going to be serving for 4 years. And I know that she's going to make an amazing impact on her tenure. I know this. I feel it. I'm very confident that she'll do well as mayor. And like Melverton said in the beginning, that she knows her worth. That was obvious today in her speech. She knows her worth.
Yes.
I want to thank all those who were watching on my Facebook page today.
Yes.
And those who will watch after, because this will be up for a while.
We will definitely. Well, listen, Janet, thank you so much for being part of this team. It was great working with you, along with Laverne as well, even though Laverne's audio tend to be giving her a little bit of problem every now and again. We really appreciate the team effort in bringing this to the Jamaican wide, near and far. We will have this recorded, and we will put portions of it on all the Facebook pages, wherever they need to go, so more people will be able to have access and see this. Thank you so much. Your final word, Laverne, since you didn't get a chance to speak as well as you wanted to before.
She seems to be frozen.
She seems to be frozen.
Yes. I want to just say, though, before I go, about Laverne, that I'm happy that you had her on, because she knows so much, having been in that position of running in the election last year, and just the fact that she is familiar with the ground.
Yeah.
I learned so much from her being on the program today. So I want to thank you also, Patrick, for inviting me, but also providing me with someone who gave me an opportunity to learn more.
I'll tell you this. So Laverne has an extensive experience in these things. She once worked with on the Dale Holness campaign when he won his first election, right? And she has worked with Broward County as well, in that era as well. And then she ran for office twice in Miami Gardens. So she has an extensive experience and expertise in the area. And she make heads with a number of these people in Lauderhill. She lives in Miami. She works in Broward, and she was the one who actually helped start a football program where they invited the All Manning and all the Costa Cup teams to come here and play in Lauderhill. She was part of that. I don't know if many people know as well that she was one of the initiators for the Reggae Girls Foundation when it just started. It was Laverne who actually put this thing together and get Captain Horace Burrell to kind of get things on board. So,
I've known Laverne for years. I know how well she works. I know that she loves Jamaica, and that every opportunity that she gets, she is going to ensure that she showcases her country.
She does.
And help in any way possible.
Proud girl from the cockpit country.
Yes.
And she loves it. She loves it. She loves it.
I have to go.
All right.